Underwriting for the Money Doctor Show is provided by Ryan and Casey Liquors, Main Street, Greenfield. Exploring the world one glass at a time. Weld Communications, Marketing and Publicity. Helping businesses spread the word in the Pioneer Valley and beyond. www.weldwords.com. Dr. Glenn Brooks, at the office of Glenn Brooks and Spa on the Green. 413-565-4400. drglenbrooks.com. Video Broadcast Services. Complete marketing services for your business. 480-200-4222. videobroadcastservices.com. Richard Wiedegartner, LMT, Neuromuscular Massage Therapy. For pain relief, call 413-773-5775. rwmassagetherapy.com. Magic Wings Butterfly Conservatory. 4,000 butterflies flying year-round. 413-665-2805. magicwings.com. The law offices of Schatz, Schwartz & Fenton, P.C., providing counseling and advocacy services that are always right on the money. ssfpc.com.
There's a better life if I could be debt-free, but all my money is a mystery. I was feeling overwhelmed and it was wearing thin when I knocked on the door and heard the doctor's in. Oh, the doctor's in, the doctor's in. She got the right prescription to help you win. Oh, the doctor's in, the money doctor's in.
So good to see you. I'm going to be really quick because we want to get over there. I know these series of runners want to stay warm. I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart on behalf of my brother, my dad, my mom, my whole family, Joe Hanslick, everybody that's here. I want to thank you for being a part of this. To date, we've given over $180,000 to children and organizations all over the country. We have some amazing things going on. The foundation's growing. We're adding people. And we're really excited about the future, and it's always started here with you guys. And real quickly, I want to thank all of our volunteers. They're in different colored shirts. Of course, Krista Lakey right here to my right is the race director. My wife, who is 2 days overdue with our third baby boy, chugging around here. She looks beautiful and gorgeous. I'm so thankful for her. Just so many people, and I just want to take a moment. You know, my brother, I think, said it a couple years ago. Obviously, Jill and Chase are a reason we are brought together today, but each one of us has some type of tragedy or some type of heartache or battling things in their life right now. We're going to take a moment of silence, and I'm praying and I'm thinking of you. And there's definitely a special family in the town of Bernston, and Jenna Malfi and her family is battling for her life right now. And it's just such an inspiring and encouraging story. And if you don't know it, I pray you do one day. She has literally changed my life. And there's some green, I'm gonna start crying in a minute. There's some people here in green that are running for her 2 small boys, her husband, her father's here, I believe her stepmom. It's just amazing. So if you get a chance, please encourage them. But let's just bow our heads real quick before Pastor Neil comes in. And moment of silence, I'm thinking of you. We're thinking of what brought us here. Amen. All right, so we're going to get going. Kevin already got you going. We want you to hang out with us after. We have tons of free stuff for kids. We're t-shirts. We got our candles for sale. The pizza here, the parachute jumpers. Hopefully Bob Clancy lands safe or Bernston's in trouble. But once again, I love you. Thank you so much. If there's anything we can do for you, please reach out to us.
Between
we're going to get started real quick. Just make sure everybody has their number visual when you cross the start line and when you cross the finish line. So if you're wearing a jacket or something hanging over it, it won't read it accurately. So your number on your bib has to be visible crossing the starting and finish line. All right, so the runners are obviously taking off first, okay, and then obviously the walkers will fill in. Be courteous, get after it, chase your dreams. 4, 3, 2, 1.
My sister was 4 years older than me,
Yeah.
and quickly she grew up, loved basketball, probably loved basketball more than I did. She just couldn't play. To give a kind of a quick story, she went on to play at York College, which is a small Division III school in Pennsylvania, and she called back to my mom. She's like, "Mom, I'm working my way down the bench. I'm actually holding the clipboard and the towels now." You know, she's like,
She had a sense of humor, though.
She did. She's like, "I think I'm going to come back." So she transferred back to UMass Amherst into sports management. And
Good
she was
choice.
able to see me play in my senior. You know, she was my biggest fan, biggest supporter. So it was great. I loved having her back. And then she always had a dream of being involved in basketball. So she worked locally for Indoor Action for years. And then she was kind of in limbo of what she's to do. And I was down at Auburn in college, and I said, "Hey, why don't you come down? You can do some stuff for the basketball program." And she worked at Victoria's Secret just to make ends meet. And then that year I went on to play at Dallas. And of course, the first person when I made it, I said, "I'm bringing you out here." So she came and lived with me, and then Mark Cuban, who I sat next to on the plane when we traveled. I was just, becoming good friends with him.
Yeah.
Like, hey, my sister, I was like, hey, let me meet her. Loved her, hired her as a personal assistant,
Perfect.
and she stayed there for 3 years, and then she moved from there to New York City to work for the NBA. So she was in events management. So her running joke was always that she stayed in the NBA longer than me. She was there 5 years, and I was there a year and a half. So she always had that up on me. But she made the dream of her NBA as well come true. And then most recently, she had come back home and met her husband at Mount Snow, where my younger brother works, Kevin. And they had come back and got married. I was, maid of honor in Jill's wedding. And
I paid cash money to see that.
Yeah, I know. But which was great. And then they had bought a house, and she became pregnant with a little baby boy.
Yeah.
And then so a little under 3 years ago, my sister passed away from stage 4 undiagnosed colon cancer, and I was away playing in Poland in essentially my last professional contract. And then we came home and we were able to do the services and stuff, and then immediately I decided that foundation was on my heart, and I had to beg and plead and get my mom on board. I think everybody in the audience can understand why.
Yes.
It wasn't because the reason they might be thinking it was, but it ultimately one of the best things ever was about 2 years ago. My mom said thank you for doing it, which was great. She didn't want to at first because, of course, I can only imagine. I have 2 kids. But I mean, the things that we've been able to do in Jill's name and honor and keep it alive, and she sees the responses of people, I think it's really helped her. And it was my way to grieve. Everybody grieves differently.
That's right.
But mine is move forward and help others. You know what I mean? And we've been able to do that. So many people have been involved, and me and my mom may have founded it, but we're not even the most instrumental pieces. Because if it weren't for the people giving and the volunteers and the countless support, I mean, that's really what what does it.
Nice.
Hey, Patrick.
Yeah.
Good job, bud.
Great job on that.
Go after Boston.
Wow. Where's about where I'd be.
Yeah, there he is. All right.
Way to push it, buddy.
Woo! Come on, Graham, kick it! Come on, buddy! Come on, come on! Woo! Good job, buddy. Good job. I know you wanted better. Good job. Good job. Keep walking. Keep walking. Perfect. Great kick.
Good job. We're here with Nick Danger, Program Director at WHAI in Bear Country. Nick, tell us a little bit about why you started running this race.
I started running in general for my health, literally. Doctor said, you got to do something, get the blood pressure down, the cholesterol down, and this was Amanda Joe, our promotions director, and also a personality on Bear Country, said last year, would you like to try the Kringle Candle Chase 5K? I said, okay, let's give it a shot, trained for it, and just got hooked on running. Second year doing this race.
That's fabulous. And your son ran with you?
He
and
did.
Your wife?
My son Noah, who is 10, and my wife, this is her second year as well. This was Noah's first year. He finished it a little bit behind me. He did great. Made it a family affair this year.
That's fabulous. Thank you very much.
No problem.
I really wanted to make an impact, and like I think anybody would. When you lose somebody, you're wondering, like, if you were gone, what would people think, or what would be the impact, or even in speaking candidly, you might be like, well, how many people would show up at my funeral?
Right.
Whether that doesn't really matter or not, but I was just overwhelmed by the impact that I did not know that my sister had on so many people. I knew mine, but and it really inspired me. So she still to this day inspires me, encourages me. When I see things with her name, it's her. People always say thank you to me. I was like, no, you need to thank her. You know what I mean? Because she's really the one that's continued to do that stuff in my life, and I'm very, very thankful that I'm even get to be a part of it.
Well, I have to tell you, she just inspired me, and you did it. And you don't even know it. I didn't know Jill at all. And you were just telling the story. You had me running the gamut of emotions, from laughing about you were the maid of honor to, the next thing where she passed away. But you said something about she loved the NBA, she wanted to play, she just couldn't play. Instead of just giving up on that, she found other practical ways to be involved. Heavily involved.
Yeah.
I mean, the sports management thing was a great choice. She just kept her finger in it, and it led her to the next thing. The thing that you said that inspired me, and I'm hoping some kid hears this, is you said, well, she came down, she was going to be involved in basketball. She worked at Victoria's Secret to make ends meet. She didn't say, well, I can't play basketball, so I guess I'm done.
Yeah.
She found a way to chase her dream and stay involved in that and work at Victoria's Secret to make ends meet. I'm sure, you can't get much further from a basketball court than Victoria's Secret, but that's what she did to make it work. So this whole thing that you do with this foundation where you help kids chase their dreams, that's a big message. Setting roots of the foundation here was very, very important, and being on the ground. We do have a lot of different things going on, but I just felt it on my heart that I really wanted to launch this and get it going well. Yeah. And some of it's my obsessive compulsive and things, and wanting to be a perfectionist, but I really call that discipline. Yeah, I really have been steadfast in taking 3 years and saying, I want it to be self-sustaining, and we have our events in place, and we're fundraising, and we're building a network of donors, and we're growing. Growth is the most important thing, because I didn't want to be a foundation that gave out something once a year, or something that fizzled out after 5. And I think, as everybody can understand, it's hard to raise money. That's the tough part. The best part is when you give out, or you do an event, or you know what I mean. That's the glorious part. But fundraising is such a huge part of it. But I figure there's no better person to ask for than in my sister's name. Yes. And I've been. I guess I shouldn't say I'm not pleasantly surprised at how the reaction's been. I think it's been easier than I thought, and I only have her to thank for that. Denise Aiken ran this race today for her son. Tell us a little bit about your son.
My son, Clarence Lamar Antley, he passed away 6 months ago, and he's my hero. I know you're emotional about that. He always encouraged me. Once I started running, he always encouraged me that, you know, Mom, you can do this, you know. You're always the person that's, you know, pushes forward and you're strong, you know, and he always would tell me that I'm unstoppable. So I did this race today, you know, in his honor, and I know that he's looking down on me right now, you know, and saying, good job, Mom.
Yeah. You know? Oh, no crying. No crying. Well, I know we all see you running Turner's Falls pretty much every day.
Yes.
I'm glad we get to see you out here.
Yes.
You're in a great race.
And this was a spectacular race, and this whole event is just, it's awesome. It's awesome, and it's a good thing for everyone to come together and do some good for something. So I really enjoyed. This is my first year running this race. Yes, this is my first year, and I'll be back next year. So
great.
You know, great. I loved it.
Thank you, Denise.
Thank you.
This is the 4th annual race. Tell us a little bit about how Kringle Candle became involved in it, and you know what you have to do to put a race like this together.
Well, literally, 4 years ago, we came with the idea of running a 5K. Just when I started the foundation, you think of ways you can raise money, and everybody does races and stuff, and I wanted to do one in our hometown. Our goal was to raise money to redo the playgrounds at the Bernstein Elementary School, which we did in October of 2010. We completed that project. So I looked, obviously, to team up with Kringle Candle, which is a new town in Bernstein, met with them, pitched the idea, told them about our foundation, what our cause was, and we joined forces, and it's been a great partnership. We're so thankful for everything they do, and you know, every year we've grown in numbers.
That's wonderful. How many people registered for the race this year, do you know?
We believe we were just under 600.
Wow.
Our first year we had 200. So it's growing, and weather's basically cooperated with us every year. So it got a little chilly this year, but it's exciting. You know, come out, be active, fit, but people coming out, all sharing the same passion and purpose to help kids and remember things that happened in their life and loved ones. And it's been a really great time for our kids and everybody.
What amount of money comes from these kinds of events for your foundation?
Well, it's a majority of it. Obviously, as we grow, we're trying to increase general donations, and as we grow as a foundation, our reach and adding more members to our team, we're able to solicit more of that. But the majority, the chunk of our foundation's money and the money that we're able to reward comes from our events. So, you know, we had our Harlem Wizards basketball event at NMH this year that raised $25,000. We have the race here will raise quite a bit. Our golf event is our signature event. We've turned it into a 2-day event, both June 20th and June 21st of this year. Really excited. We have Jason Duffner, the PGA champion, headlining it for us, and so it's a lot of it comes from our events, and we're looking to add more and more events.
What does a Kringle Candle Chase candle smell like? They have their own candle this year for the race, right?
Yeah, well, we actually, as our foundation, we did a Dreams candle with the Kringle Candle. So it's available all year long. It's on the website and available in store. 100% of the proceeds go to JEHH. They're $25, and it smells amazing. And obviously, every runner here at the end of the race gets a Kringle candle. It could be a variety of scents that they donate to be a gift here, and we have some of ours on sale. But it's a beautiful smell. It's a kind of a bucket list thing for me to have a candle done in honor of my sister, and of course it benefits the foundation and children.
Yeah, I'm sure Jill would be very happy with the way the race came off today. The weather held off. People ran, 600 people. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you very much for doing this.
Thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure. So there was a team here today called Team Jenna, and they ran for a very specific reason, and we want to get their story. We have two of the members of the team here, Madeline and Matt. Madeline, say hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good.
Did you have fun running?
Yeah.
Yeah, is this your first race? It is?
Yeah.
And you ran the whole race?
Well, I walked a little bit.
You walked a little bit? That's wonderful. And is this your dad?
Yeah.
Matt?
Yes.
Matt, tell us a little bit about why you ran today.
Sure. The reason we ran today was for our friend Jenna. About a year and a half ago, Jenna came down with cancer. She's about 35 years old. She has two sons. They live in Bernstein, and we basically ran for her to see if we could raise money for her and do what we could to strengthen her spirits and keep her going.
It's a wonderful story. Do you love Jenna?
I love her.
Yeah, how nice. We really appreciate everything you did for Jenna and coming out today.
Great, thanks so much.
Thank you. Say bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
My sister was in event management for the NBA, and that's what she did. And I can't scratch the surface of what she did, and we can't. But we often say that we try to put the Jill touch on it, and I think that's why people keep coming back to our events, and I think that's why people love to volunteer for us, because we've always let them know how much we love them and supported them and tried to take care of them and do things I guess first class, the best we could do for them.
She sounds like such an amazing individual, and I'm very interested in your relationship with her. Brothers and sisters, you know, you've got to coach all kinds of kids that tell you they hate their sister or whatever.
Yeah.
Were you always close?
Yeah, we were extremely close. My sister's one for, like, we could, you know, bicker or fight with each other, but we'd talk to each other instantly. You know, you have, I think everybody, or my brother, good Lord, we were competing still to this day, you know, and, but we just always, we were extremely close. Yeah, I don't know, like, we even joke, like, you know, when I moved her into Dallas, you know, my sister, you know, had her roam around out of her bed, but she would be sleeping next to me in my California King. Yeah. And, you know, we'd be sitting telling stories all night, you know, there was just nothing better than talking to her and spending time and calling her, and our humor. We both had the same type of humor, and, you know, and love to do things for other people. And, you know, as growing up, I mean, she would in a sense, obviously my big sister was like a big brother. I loved her heart. I really loved her heart for helping others and giving to others and giving selflessly, expecting nothing in return. So it's really continuously been that way.
Adam Harrington, thank you for doing this.
Thanks so much for having me.
My pleasure. I'm the Money Doctor. Until our next chat, keep it positive.
Underwriting for the Money Doctor Show is provided by Dr. Glenn Brooks at the office of Glenn Brooks and Spa on the Green, 413-565-4400, drglennbrooks.com. Video Broadcast Services, complete marketing services for your business, 480-200-4222, videobroadcastservices.com. Richard Wiedegartner, LMT, Neuromuscular Massage Therapy. For pain relief, call 413-773-5775. rwmassagetherapy.com. Magic Wings Butterfly Conservatory. 4,000 butterflies flying year-round. 413-665-2805. magicwings.com. Ryan and Casey Liquors, Main Street, Greenfield. Exploring the world one glass at a time. Weld Communications, Marketing and Publicity. Helping businesses spread the word in the Pioneer Valley and beyond. www.weldwords.com. The law offices of Schatz, Schwartz & Fenton, P.C., specializing in business law, real estate law, trusts, and estate law since 1969. ssfpc.com.
There's a better life if I could be debt free, but all my money is a mystery. I was feeling overwhelmed and it was wearing thin when I knocked on the door and heard the doctor's in. Oh, the doctor's in, the doctor's in. She got the right prescription to help you win. Oh, the doctor's in, the money doctor's in.